Okay, guys. So, as you guys know, I was sniffling and whatnot in the other video, and I'm like breathing really heavy because I just found out that my other grandpa died. Now, I know somebody's gonna come here and say something stupid, like, I thought your grandpa already died. Everybody has two grandpas, okay? Everybody has two grandpas. You have one on your mom's side and you have one on your dad's side. And unfortunately for me, now I don't have any grandpas, and it's just such a hard concept for me to grasp. And anybody who's ever had a family member who has Alzheimer's, you know how hard that is to watch that person slip away from you. Right now, I'm sitting in my room and I'm whispering because my mother hasn't even told my grandma yet, and we're trying to figure out a way to tell her. Like, Alzheimer's is the devil, yo. I used to pray in my heart every night. I used to pray, I'm like, please don't let this man die before I get married, because I know how much he wanted to see me get married. And me getting married it's not something that's up to me. Me getting married is something I feel like it's like a life path that, you find somebody and you meet. And I just feel like I feel so bad because I feel like I let him down. And to my knowledge, there still isn't a cure for Alzheimer's. And it was hard. It was so hard watching him slip away. And it's so crazy because today, my grandma and I just came from visiting our very close family friend. And I don't know if anybody has ever been to a nursing home or been to a rehabilitation center. And I'm looking and I'm just thinking to myself, like, life is so precious. And it's just so hard because it's like, he was such a good person. Like, he would do stuff for people. And then the first time I remember that he was missing, it was after the earthquake. There was a big earthquake in 2010, and we were looking for him. He didn't die, and I was like, oh my God. I remember how I was like, thank God he's not dead and he's okay. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God, please, 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 I really want him to be around for when I get married. I'm doing so many things with my life, and I want him to be here to see it. I can't believe I lost both of my grandfathers and within a year of each other. And you know what's one thing that really bothers me? He worked at a place that he worked. Let me tell you guys something. If you work somewhere, always put your health first, okay? Because your boss and your employees and these people, they don't care about your health at all, okay? He worked somewhere. This is back in like 2006. This was before the earthquake. And the place where he worked, he used to dig graves for people. He like worked at a graveyard. And one day, I don't know if he was dehydrated, I don't know if he was tired, I don't know what happened, but like he fell into the grave. But he was okay. Like they ended up pulling him out, but he was there because I don't know if he hit his head or what, but he was unconscious. Now, my grandfather worked at that place for 20 years. Do you think that that man's boss ever asked about my grandfather? 20 years you work for somebody. He didn't even inquire where he was. "20 years he worked for that place. They didn't ask about how he's doing. They didn't call to check up on him. They didn't send not a card or anything for this man's service. 20 years he worked for that place. And they don't even call to see how we as a family are doing. If you work somewhere, let me tell you something. Your boss doesn't give a damn about you, all right? Your boss doesn't care about you. That's why when I see people stressing themselves, and stress can kill you. That's why when I see people stressing themselves to death over a job, I'm like, it's not worth it. If you find a job and you find yourself unhappy and miserable, leave that job. And after he had gotten hurt on the job, to them, it was like nothing. They just want him to come back the very next day. And then when he went missing during the earthquake, to them, it was nothing. I'm like, he worked for you for 20 years. This man gave you 20 years of his life. Donna, you're so right. That's why people need to be their own boss and own their own business. Like, I need to stop seeing people, like, I need people to stop stressing themselves over places that don't care about you. Like, this man's job, his boss, it's like it could be nothing to him. Like, when we found him, we're like, oh, we found him. And to him, it's like, okay. I really wanted him to see everything I was doing with my life. You said your grandfather died on the line in his factory job by his two friends carried him out for a smoke break and called 911 because otherwise the union wouldn't pay for his death benefits. It's absolutely disgusting how you could work somewhere for years. You can work somewhere and give these jobs the best years of your life. You can be a great worker. You can show up on time and everything. And they won't care what happens to you. They just don't care. They just don't care. I need for my subscribers to stop stressing them out, because I've watched some of you guys and I've watched your channels, and I see some of you guys don't like your job, and it's like, don't let it stress you, because stress will decline your health. It will make your health decline in ways that you don't even know. Donna, I'm sorry for your loss. Not good at all. Sweet mom, we're still trying to figure out a way to tell my grandma. And we don't even know how we're going to tell her. Like, it's just, it's crazy sometimes how life is, you know? Like, life just hits you so quick sometimes. Boardwalk Angel, you're right. Rules are rules to them. Rules are rules to them. And that's why I tell people not to stress yourself over a job. I had a job that I was working and I was making money. And I was punching in the numbers and I was doing the books for the job. And I was doing such a good job. But I was miserable. I was so miserable. I was so miserable. And I'm like, dang, if I stay here, not only am I not walking in my purpose because I did not go to school to do the books for somebody else's job, it's stressing me out. Like, I felt myself becoming a different person. If you don't know what I'm talking about if you haven't worked a job that you hate. If you have never worked a job that you hate, you're not going to understand a word that I'm saying. But if you have worked a job that you hate and you know that every day you got to wake up so that you can make ends meet, so that you can put some food on the table, it is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, dang, I I wanted him to see what I was doing with my life because I feel like many of our grandparents didn't get the opportunities that we have. And I graduated college and everything, but by the time I graduated, the Alzheimer's had already set in deep by then. But I did everything he told me to do. I stayed in school. I made sure I never got into any trouble. They would be so proud of me. My mother went to school. She got her master's degree. And I still feel like I failed. I feel like I failed because I know he would always tell me, you know, I want you to get married and things like that. And it was the worst. It was the worst to watch. It's the worst for anybody to watch Alzheimer's take away somebody that you love. I I don't want to see anybody suffer. But that's what Alzheimer's is. Alzheimer's is a disease that makes people suffer. And you can't do anything. You're just watching somebody that you love slip away from you. And you're just sitting there helpless. I can't even, I had to cancel my interviews this week. I can't even do it. I can't do it. That was my last grandpa. Sweet Mom, we haven't even told her yet. That's the part that really gets me. I'm like, this night is about to go so slow because it's only 6:18 and we haven't even told her yet. I don't know how I'm gonna tell her. And I'm gonna sleep so hard today. I just feel so discouraged at this point because it's like, what's the point of me even trying to do anything with my life if none of the people that I love are gonna be around to see it? I'm trying to find the strength so that I can go about my day to day as regular as possible, but I just feel drained. I have to go, guys. It's crazy like how life is. Like one day you can be so happy and then the next day you just get a call that like completely changes your life. Alright guys, thank you guys for sending your condolences to me. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who prayed for me. It means a lot to me. I don't think I'm gonna be able to come on and make YouTube videos for the week. I don't think I've ever taken a break from YouTube. I don't think I've ever taken a break from YouTube, but I can't. Like, how do I lose both of my grandpas? How does that happen? Who does that happen to? I'm gonna go lay down, guys. Like, I haven't even eaten anything. That's the worst part about it. When I get upset, I can't eat. I have to go, guys. Thank you to everybody who's praying for me. I appreciate it.